Hey everybody, Jordan Leibel here with Pianote, and we're going to combine all the concepts that we learned so far into some ideas that'll get you away from simply practicing this stuff as exercises and more into expressing these ideas as music. So we're going to look at writing a simple song. How do we go about doing that? The first things that we need to look at are the chords. What chords are we going to use? What's our chord progression going to be? So we have a simple 8-bar little tune here that I've written, and it's basing the chord progression off of the 1, 4, 5 chords in the major scale. So you remember how we counted up all the chords in the scale. Let's just review here. We have our 1 chord, and that's obviously going to be C major in this case because we're learning the song in C. So our 1 chord is going to be that C major triad. Our 4 chord is going to be the F major triad. And the 5 chord is going to be the G major triad. And then we go back to 1 again. But we're not going to just leave it there because we also remember that we learned how to do some chord inversions. So rather than just jumping around with this claw shape and jumping from C all the way up the keyboard to F, we're going to actually invert that F chord. So we have our C major triad just built off of C, E, and G. And then if we want to get to F, all we got to do is play an F major triad in second inversion. So remember how, here's our F chord way down here. That's built off the notes F, A, and C. If we want to take that chord and make it the first inversion, all we have to do is take our F note and put that one on top here. And then we have F in first inversion. So that's with A, C, and F. And then we want to do that one more time. We take our bottom A note, put it on top here, and we play F in second inversion. So we have C in the bottom, F in the middle, A on top. And look at how close our C chord is to that new F chord. All we have to do is move our E and G notes up 1 key to the right. So that's how we're going to play our C and F chords. And in order to play our 5 chord, we're going to play G in first inversion. So again, let's just go back down to our G in root position. Here's our G, G, B, and D. Put that G on top here, and boom, we have G in first inversion. So we have B, D, and G on top. And look at how close that chord is to our basic C major triad. All we have to do to get a G chord from C in root position is move our C and E notes down 1 white key to the left. So here's your C, there's your G. So that way we're no longer having to jump around the keyboard. We can keep that 1, 4, 5 progression nice and tight. It's close to our hands. It sounds super musical to be jumping back with chords as simple as that. And that's a great foundation for writing some really cool melodies. So we have a really simple melody in this little progression here that we can use to express ourselves and kind of do some musical stuff on top. So let's just take a look at what we're doing. We're actually playing our melody, basing it off the 3rd note in that C major triad. So I'm just going to play the melody and then we'll explain exactly what we're doing here. So that's the basic beginning of the melody idea. It's based off of the notes it's based off the E note, which is the 3rd of that C major triad. And I'll just name out the notes as I'm playing them. So E, D, E, F, E, D, E, E, D, E, C, B. And that's played off of each chord in the progression. Again, we're just counting in 4/4 time. So we have C, F, back to C, and then to G. And then if we continue on the progression a little bit, we have a similar melody here. Now we're going to go to G. All right, so that's just a really simple example of how you can take a couple chords and take your knowledge of chord inversions and mess around with just some really simple melody ideas. There's a million ways to just kind of play around and experiment with simple chords and melodies like this. I always encourage every student to take the time to experiment and never be afraid to kind of wander around a little bit and see what you can come up with. So take a chord progression like the 1-4-5 progression, just keep it in C and keep it nice and simple for now, and see what you can come up with. You can follow the sheet music along with me here, or you can try to make it your own. It's totally up to you. Just remember to keep your technique in order, but above all else, just have fun practicing at the piano. There's so much more that we have to teach you. If you have any more questions, or if you're interested in learning more about songwriting, about improvising, about learning your favorite songs, about learning how to play with other musicians, check out pianote.com, and we'll be happy to teach you all about the wonderful instrument that we call the piano. All right, we'll see you there. Bye.